Hockey Saturday in Bloomington on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. Our final broadcast of the regular season. Jefferson hosting New Prague. Welcome inside the Ice Garden here in central Bloomington. Josh Powers alongside our crew. Glad to be with you on this Saturday night in prime time for the Jaguars to end their regular season. Jefferson coming in at 7-9. New Prague 3-14. Jefferson right now in fourth place in their section according to the QRF. And while the section seeds will come out likely tomorrow, they're picked by the coaches. They'll certainly use those rankings as a guide. Jefferson hoping for a home game next week in section play. We'll talk more about the possibilities for Jefferson in their section later on in the broadcast. But we last saw Jefferson on Monday. It was a terrific senior night for them in a 4-0 victory over Buffalo. Then they suffered, Jefferson did a tough loss against Hastings 5-4 on Thursday in overtime, a game Jefferson led at one point in that game 4-1. So Jefferson will try to end the regular season the right way, and hopefully the 13 seniors get one more chance at home in the postseason. Win may necessarily help Jefferson in the rankings, but certainly you want to avoid what would be considered those bad losses, and certainly a New Prague team that has struggled this year with just 3 wins would look a bit worse than some of the other defeats Jefferson has had this year in some of their other games. Strong teams like Minnetonka, certainly Benilde St. Margaret's, St. Louis Park, Chaska, teams near the top of the Metro West. Jefferson right now in fourth place in the Metro West at 3-6. New Prague in the Wright County district. They're in 6th place out of 8 teams there with a 3-8 district record. Time for us to send it down to ice level. Joe Mavison will have the starting lineups and our national anthem.
All right, here we go. Let's meet the starting lineups. We'll begin with the Trojans of New Prague High School. Starting in goal, it's number 30, Carter Puente. The defenders, number 5, Spencer Tupi, and number 9, Joey Vacek. The wings, number 6, Luke Portner, and number 24, Aiden Dorzinski. Starting at center, it's number 11, Jack Wilmus. The head coach is Brad Drazen. The assistant coaches, Ben Witt, Colton Borwegi, Eric Brever, and Joel Barzy. Now let's meet the home team, Jefferson Jaguars. Starting in goal, it's number 30, Luke Swanson. On defense, we have number 5, Sean Sommerness, and number 7, Kyle Davis. The wings, number 10, Benny Getters, and number 11, Brady Burton. And starting at center, it's number 18, Brett Herbert. The head coach is Mike Terwilliger. The assistants are Bill Sawyer, Matt Elson, and Michael Friedman. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand if you're able. Direct your attention to the east side of the gymnasium. It is time to honor the United States of America with the playing of our national anthem.
So we are just about ready to drop the puck for the final time in this regular season here at the Ice Garden. Jefferson at 7-9. They're in Section 3 AA. It is tight right now. And again, the QRF doesn't necessarily determine where you go. It's voted on by the coaches. But right now, Jefferson in 4th, which would mean a home game against 5th-seeded Park of Cottage Grove. But here's how tight it is. Burnsville is the number 43 ranked team in Section 3A. You've got Jefferson at 44, Park of Cottage Grove at 45, and ECU at 48. So you've got 4 teams within 5 spots, and those percentage points can vary. So certainly a Jefferson loss here would very likely, especially where New Prague is ranked, and with their points, you would have to believe that would certainly drop them below Park of Cottage Grove, maybe even Eastview in that QRF. And again, I know the coaches vote, and it's not necessarily the rankings, but an important one for Jefferson today to make sure they can go ahead and get this victory and set them up for the best possible shot at a home game. And who knows, maybe even past Birdsville. They're just percentage points behind the Blaze. That would move them up to the number 3 seed. So a lot to play for the Jaguars as we're underway here on Rink 1. This is their captain, Wilmus. He leads them in goals with 6, number 11 in red and white. The starting goaltender today, Luke Swanson, the sophomore for Jefferson. He was good on Monday in that shutout win. His first victory for the Jaguars as a goaltender. Brett Herbert sends it the other way on that familiar line with Benny Getters. And also number 11, Brady Burton, as Burton deflects it in at the end of the first shift for the Jaguars. The second line comes out. Aaron Daniels, along with Blake Wanmacher and Aiden Rasabandith, who has it now for Jefferson up the right wing. Rasabandith centering pass. Did not miss Wanmacher by much. Wanmacher had 2 goals on Monday to help Jefferson get that 4-0 victory. And that certainly helped boost them up the standings. The strength of schedule that Buffalo has had this year. Pierce Tomka shovels it along the wall as it's lifted by Rasabandith to neutral. Jefferson trying to get a quick change in here to get their third line out with Gordy Gombold, Noah Gansky, and Parker Boone, the forwards. So we've gone through the Jaguar lines. The New Prague lines today, Luke Portner along with Jack Wilmus and Aiden Dorzinski. That's their top line. As see the first Jaguar look, the New Prague net. Then you've got Owen Wilkins with John Schmidt and Will Seymour. Connor Blair and Charlie Turnberg are on the third line. Here's a pass out front for Gombold, who scored on Thursday. Just didn't click. Jefferson led 4-1 on Thursday before a spirited comeback by Hastings. To the point, co-captain Hatton. Steered wide by goaltender Carter Puente, number 30 for New Prague. He's a junior. Icing the call here. Let's look at the numbers for Puente this year. Played the majority of the minutes. Started every game, almost every game. 3-11 record with 3.7 goals against and a 90% even save percentage for the junior Carter Puente. 5 early shots on goal for the visitors. Strong start for New Prague. Herbert trying to change that. Patted away by Puente. And scooped up by Joey Vasek, number 9 in red and white. Pierce Tomka defensively paired with Kyle Davis today. And it's center. Up ahead, offside. And then a collision. Teams need to be separated. We already had some bad blood in the JV game between Jefferson and Holy Angels. Let's go over the numbers for Luke Swanson. making his 6th start of the year. Only played 240 minutes, 3.62 goals against, 90.6 save percentage for the Jaguar sophomore. Rough hit by Pierce Tomka, scooped up by Benny Getters. Getters with Burton on a 2-on-1. Getters to the backhand, saved by Puente. The Jaguar top line making some noise for the first time. The 2 leading scorers for the Jaguars on that 2-on-1. Getters, 9 goals to lead the team, nearly got to double digits. He's trying to force it out front. Burton scoops it up in the corner, and net comes free behind Puente. A great rush by the Jaguars, but an even better save from Carter Puente. He's going to need to make a bunch of saves, probably like this, if New Prague wants to win this game. Passes his first test. Already 10 shots on goal in the first 3.5 minutes. Liking the start of this one. Rasta Bandit wants the 6th shot on goal, but it's deflected up and out of play for the Jaguars, who have won 4 out of their last 6 games, playing their best hockey at the right time here at the end of the year. A strong senior class, 13 of them for Jefferson. Turnover, Aaron Daniels, he also scored on Thursday. 7 goals this year, which is tied for second on the team with Brady Burton. Jefferson had 2 more power play goals on Thursday. We'll get to that power play numbers. Hopefully for Jefferson, they get a bunch of chances in this game. Hatton to Tate Noble. Noble moving in with a rebound, couldn't quite get to it. Scooped out of there by Peyton Becker for the Trojans, and here they come at center. Deflected away by Logan Bonney on this line with AJ Wang, so the 4th line gets a shift here early. Bonney was not available on Monday. Oh my goodness! A mistake by Luke Swanson. And a New Prague goal from beyond the blue line. That's one way to pull an upset. Joey Vasic
9 from 6
with his first
need another puck.
Goal of the year, and likely the first of his career. They're going to keep this puck for Vasic, and what a way to get your first career goal. Holy smokes. This one totally catching Swanson off guard. The Trojans looking for more. Good back check by Sean Summerness. Getters heading into Trojan territory with Burton. Tipped to the corner, picked up by Getters. Then lost a puck battle. Tomka holds the line, sends it across toward Burton. Picked off there by New Prague. Trojans coming off of a 5-2 loss to South St. Paul on Wednesday. They did defeat Mound West Tonka 4-3 on Monday for one of their 3 wins this year. The other 2 coming against Waconia and Hutchinson. Gansky plays it to the corner for Gombold. And punched right back in by Breck Hagen. He's a sophomore, number 22. This one tipped right on, and what a save by Swanson. It was nearly 2-0. Terrific deflection from New Prague's number 32, Owen Wilkins. Watch Wilkins, center of your screen right there. A great tip, but Swanson adjusts to it, helping to make up for that goal that he let in as a shot from right off the circle. Connor Blair, 9 shots on goal already for New Prague. This game not yet 6 minutes old. Gombold through center. Parker Boone watches it be scooped up instead by number 21. Try to find out who that is, not on our line chart for New Prague. That's Charlie Turnberg taking the place of Will Anderson today, who's a scratch. Turnberg on that third line with Connor Blair. So it's off the window for Jefferson. Hagen sends it across D to Becker. Punched back into the New Prague end. Hagen has to pry it free from the net, turned over. Aaron Daniels shovels it out front. And a shot from Rasabandith misses wide. And stoppage with 10:25 remaining in the first period. Final game of the season for New Prague. Their head coach in his first year, Brad Drazen. On the other side, Mike Terwilliger for Jefferson. Samuel Lahl off a face-off win, hit Aaron Daniels in the back, picked up by Wanmacher. Out front, played to the corner by Vasek. First career goal just a couple minutes ago for Vasek. Lifted in by Rasabandith at the end of a shift. 7 minutes gone by first period, the visitors. Strong start out to the lead, but look at Herbert on the forecheck. In front, Burton, terrific move, and the net came free, I believe, before Burton could get off that grade A chance. That wasn't bumped by much, but it was. That'll move the faceoff back to neutral as Benny Getters was the one that dislodged the net. Wins the draw as Getters, sent in by Burton. Getters looks over his shoulder, leaves it for Lahl. He fanned on the wrister. Unable to hold the zone as it's swatted the other way. Kyle Davis back for it, but icing the call. Jefferson, again, those section standings in fourth place right now. The opponent, if that were to hold, would be Park of Cottage Grove. Burnsville the 3, Eastview the 6. Rosemount leads the section, St. Thomas Academy second. So those are the teams ahead of Jefferson that they'll have to contend with. Hopefully it comes to that for Jefferson to get to play one of those top two seeds at some point in the section. Puente leaves it for the D. Breakout pass off target, played back in by Brett Herbert. Had that memorable hat trick against Kennedy. Dominant win. Burton, Herbert, touches it to Getters. Swept out of the crease. And the other way for the Trojans. Will Seymour plays it back to the defenseman, Swanson. Misplayed that one, or casually played that one. Makes the save on the rebound. 10th shot on goal for New Prague. Swanson, we saw him give up that goal on the shot from beyond the blue line, and there just kind of casually leaves it when New Prague was going to be first to get there. Fortunately, didn't result in a dangerous chance for the Jaguars to defend. Gansky up ahead. Gombold. And back to Summerness, D to D, Kyle Davis. Lifts it into Trojan territory. Captured there by Becker. Gansky cross ice. Wilmus. Quiet start for the captain so far. Parker Boone giving it a look on the forecheck. Come up with a turnover at his Boone and had it poked away immediately. Another icing here on the visitors. The ice starting to tilt a little bit in favor of the Jaguars. But New Prague is the early lead with a strong start. And A game Jefferson certainly cannot afford to lose if they want to host a home game next week, the first round of the playoffs. Sent in, the officials give him the benefit of the doubt, and this time Swanson will go ahead and cover it. Luke Swanson getting the 6th start of his season today for the Jaguars. Spencer Tupi, co-captain, plays it to the corner, deflected. And a nice stick by Aaron Daniels. Tupi has to retreat quickly. Lifted to center by the Trojans. Therefore, it's Samuel Wall along with Pierce Tomka back there defensively. And Tomka ices it. 7.5 minutes left in the first period. We had a fast start. Plays kind of settled in now. Jefferson had that great chance on the 2-on-1. Herbert wins the draw to Nick Hatton. Summerness unable to get it past the New Prague player Owen Wilkins, who fires wide. Now Brady Burton up the right wing. Kicked ahead, picked up by Herbert. Back to the point, Hatton. He'll shovel it to the corner. And the Trojans break it out efficiently to center. Burton retreats behind his own net, under 7 minutes left, first period. Other than that 2-on-1, not much going so far for the Jaguars. Herbert trying to change it, he's dangling! Fires wide. Parker Boone runs over a Trojan who's still down, and runs over another New Prague player. Connor Blair back to the point, swatted at by Hagan, up in the air, and finally Parker Boone to Gombold at neutral, dumps it in for Colton Gansky. Gansky had it taken away by Hagan. So it's off the wall. Davis surrenders the line, but all the Trojans can do is ice it again with 5:53. A lot of whistles in this first period. Fans making the trek up from New Prague, about a half hour south of here. A little bit to the west, and the Jaguar fans, parents in attendance, hoping they can break through for a goal to even this one up. The Trojans surprising Jefferson here, just 3 wins on the season for New Prague. Team that gives up on each of their numbers here on average. They give up more than 4 goals a game, and oh my goodness! Certainly penalties going to be dished out here. Several players coast into the penalty box, including Pierce Tomka for Jefferson and a couple New Prague players. Aiden Dorzinski, their co-captain. As well as looks like number 6, Luke Portner. And a lengthy discussion. Pick up our officials here on our mic.
All right, so we've got 24 for New Prague, 2 minutes for slashing. His buddy over there, I think it's number 6, 2 minutes for roughing. We got 22 for head contact over on Jefferson. So I believe that's 2 and 10.
2 and 10.
Yep, so he gets a 10-minute misconduct on top of the 2. So we just need 1 on the board for New Prague. Then the other ones are coincidentals.
So 24 will be on the board,
Yep.
and six will not.
6, yep.
Okay, so you heard it. Great job by our crew, or microphone down there. So a 10-minute misconduct for Pierce Tomka. That'll only be 2 minutes of actual penalty time, but because he'll have to stay in the box for an additional 10, but the 2 penalties for New Prague cancel that out, so Jefferson will get its first power play of the game right now. They're explaining everything to Brad Drazen. We'll see if we can get a replay. Luke Swanson was the initial target. Here's another look. You see a heavy hit there to start the play, and then clearly Swanson had covered it. Jefferson took exception to that slash right there, which was a penalty. And a couple more penalties dished out after that first penalty, which is being served by Dorzinski. So Jaguar power play, and it has been fantastic this year. They scored 2 more times on Thursday, 3 goals on Monday on the power play, 36.4% for the year. And New Prague sends it through center. Another heavy hit there by Kyle Davis. Blake Wanmacher leaves it for Herbert. Ahead of Brady Burton. Can't cross into Trojan territory though, as it's scooped up by Benny Getters. 4:45 left in the first, 1:10 in the power play. Getters sets up at the top of the zone, along with Burton and Davis. They love to get Getters that one-timer at the circle. New Prague has to be wary of that, but not going to get a one-timer here. Wilmus in shorthanded. Good stick by Davis. Jefferson changes a couple power play attackers. Getters and Burton stay out there. Good kill in progress by New Prague. Just 78.3% on the PK this year. Hatton trying to work around Will Seymour. Half a minute remaining. Jefferson without a shot on goal in about the last 8 minutes. Lifted by Aaron Daniels. It escapes the rafters and heads behind the net. Daniels for Hatton. Instead will change his mind and fire! Misses wide. Gombold to Hatton. 10 to go in the power play. Hatton. That squeezes wide. And the net comes free again. We've seen that. It's our 3rd game today, and that doesn't take much for that net on that side of the rink to pop free. It's Puente there. Looked like that, just that little touch with that leg. Had a number of stoppages with that net today. Power play number 1 for Jefferson is in the books. We're back to 5-on-5, 3.5 minutes left in the first period. New Prague leads 1-0 on a goal from beyond the blue line. And after 5 shots on goal for Jefferson in the first 2.5 minutes, it has been slim pickings since. Gombold hits the Trojan line and sends a line drive right on, but it's offside. The penalty now is over to Portner. Remember, Tomka has to stay in the box. That'll go into the second period. Vasek, who scored the goal, plays it ahead. Dorzinski patted away by Swanson. Vasek fires with a tip out front, and then it was swept away by Lal. Short angle chance for the Trojans. Pad save Swanson. What a period for New Prague. Gansky, drop back pass behind Wanmacher. Here come the visitors again. Dorzinski stops outside the circle. Sends one right on, stick to the corner by Swanson. Wanmacher now. Tipped back to Summerness. He sends it in at the end of his shift, and it'll be covered there by Puente. Swanson settling in, but 15 shots on goal for the visitors. Good rebound control there by Swanson. Exactly what you want to do is play that all the way to the corner. Made sure it was out of reach for any rebounders. Top liners out there wanting to get something going for Jefferson. It's Burton. Across Herbert. Herbert to Getters, but the pass was behind him. Great opportunity there. Just Jefferson not able to complete the play. Good hold. Hagen, but it's pass off target. Here comes Jefferson. Herbert and Getters 2-on-1. Now Burton joins. Burton into the pads of Puente. So the Jaguar top line getting some offense cranking up. The couple of odd man rushes, but Carter Puente made that save. See why Getters dropped that back to Burton, as Herbert was pretty well covered over there. Gombold one-timer, misses wide. A heavy shot there from Gordy. Wall tries to hold and does. Gansky for Parker Boone, but it's deflected to the corner. Lal bodies up his man. This is a line where Jefferson can really work along the wall. Lifted over to Turnberg. He's held up nicely by Lal. Good shift for this third line. Davis also keeps the pressure on. Minute to play in the period. Lal again versus Turnberg over there. Good stick by Noble. Finally, New Prague able to get it to center, but not very far. Gombold plays it right back in. And he's going to get called with a penalty. This might be a 5. My gracious, and now New Prague certainly upset by that hit by Gombold. And that New Prague player might go, which would, oh my goodness, not be a smart penalty. That, I would say that's a 5 right there, perhaps for Gombold. Then the retaliatory penalty. Looks like Bennett Isley.
12 White's gonna have a 5-minute major for boarding. 25 Dark is gonna have a 2-minute minor for roughing. Both will go up on the board.
All right.
So you heard it's a 5-minute. Then just not it's not a smart play there by Isley. I know you want to get revenge, but you just cost your team 2 minutes out of the 5-minute major. You have a great chance to get some separation in this game. Playing such a strong first period for New Prague. There's been some bad blood. First meeting between these teams this year, and going to be the only one. So a 5-minute major. Right now we're 4-on-4. Remember, New Prague could score as many goals as they want in that 5 minutes. It's Nick Hatton being chased by Wilmus. Hatton goes into the wall hard. Gets up quickly though. Wanmacher tips it up ahead. There to scoop it up was Vasek. It's offside. 15 seconds remaining in the period. This game's only going to get chippier. We'll have to watch the locker rooms. They are only separated in the concourse area by a thin black partition. Getters back for Summerness. Sends it in. New Prague will keep it to the perimeter. Under 5 to go. This first period will come to a close. A great period from the New Prague standpoint. 15 shots on goal, and probably the easiest save of the bunch for Luke Swanson. He let get behind him for the only goal of the period by Joey Vasek. Jefferson will have to play from behind in a critical game. They need the victory here, looking ahead to postseason play. They trail 1-0 after one. We'll take our first intermission break. See you back here in a few minutes for the second period as you're watching Jefferson Hockey on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv.
Hero, I see your light in the dark, smile in my face when we all know it's hard. You're doing a good job, a good job. You're doing a good job, don't get too down. The world needs you now, know that you matter.
Back for the second period here in the regular season finale on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. Josh Powers alongside our crew. New Prague leading Jefferson 1-0 on the first career goal by Joey Vasic. Let's take a look at the highlights from the first period. Not Jefferson's best period of hockey watching this team all year. I think they would agree as well, as New Prague piles up 15 shots on goal. Jefferson, that was their best chance of the period. Terrific save by Carter Puente, who made 8 of them in the first. There's the goal. Vasic, just Swanson beside himself. He would make the rest of the saves, though. 13 more for a total of 14. The game was very chippy, too, with several penalties. We had a 5-minute major penalty that Pierce Tomka's serving, or the 10-minute misconduct penalty to Tomka, then a 5-minute major by Gordy Gombold. Puente making a save there. Jefferson unable to get a lot of offense going. They had a couple of odd man rushes. Here was one of them. Puente making that save. And Getters, he would drop it back to Burton for a pretty good look, but Puente was there. That was probably his second best save of the period. And there was that 5-minute major near the end of the period by Gombold. Counter attack by Isley. He's currently sitting for another minute 20. Then it'll be a 3-minute power play for New Prague and a chance to extend the lead. This important game for Jefferson, and if they drop this one, they could fall as far as 6th place in the section. Currently, they're 4th. Teams back out on the ice, ready to go for period number 2. Should be noted, as was on Monday, Jefferson without Mike Terwilliger, their coach, again for this one. So Matt Elson, Michael Friedman, Bill Sawyer leading Jefferson today. Some nervous Jaguar parents here. They know this is an important one for Jefferson after dropping that heartbreaker on Thursday in overtime to Hastings. Jefferson trying to finish with 5 wins in their last 7. But they'll have to do it in comeback fashion here today. As skating over to the box, Gombold and Tomka still serving that 10-minute misconduct. So still 4-on-4 right now for another minute 20 and 3 minutes of power play time for the visitors. Spencer Tupi back for it for New Prague. Getters gets after him in the corner. Neutral Seymour has it deflect back to Hagen, who sends it into the Jaguar end. Back for Tupi, and the shot trickling through onto Swanson, who had to cover it amid some pressure from Luke Portner. New Prague wins the draw. It's shot wide by Tupi. Burton up for Aaron Daniels. Daniels up the left wing. Draped by Seymour as Davis has it right on. Kicked aside by Puente. Nice catch by Burton at center. Sean Summerness deflects off of a New Prague defenseman, Peyton Becker, settled by Vasic. Daniels kicked to the corner by Becker. Hand pass will be called here on Davis. With 7 seconds left in the New Prague penalty, so they're about to go on a 3-minute power play, and they can score multiple times on it. Aaron Daniels, terrific feed out front. Davis, Reader X right on, but kicked away. Puente. We'll call icing just as the power play expires, so fortunate break there for the visitors. They get the player out right at the beginning of the face-off. And an important time in this game right now for the Jaguars. Facing a 3-minute power play, already trailing by 1. John Schmidt puts it along the wall and escapes the reach of Vasic. As Puente got it past Rasabandith. Wall sends it to the line, not out yet. Now it is, and Rasabandith headed the other way on a shorthanded break. But a good stick there by Dorzinski, the co-captain, and then sent Rasabandith hard into the corner. He's slow to get up. Schmidt works around Hatton. 2:15 left in the penalty. Schmidt back to the point. Vasic sends it across to Becker. Becker back for Wilmus. Taken away though by Jefferson. Herbert up ahead. Is able to get a piece of it. Under 2 minutes left in the penalty to Gombold. And New Prague ices it, which will help the Jaguars. Dorzinski lays one into Aiden Rasabandith right here. Was a little slow to get up, but likely will come back in with the next shift. Draw one by Herbert. Over to Benny Getters, who will waste some time in the corner and play it back to Davis. Davis waits as long as he can and sends it the rest of the way. Down to 1:40 remaining in the power play. Getters trying to force a turnover. Pride feet free by the Trojans. Here's Seymour. Cross ice pass on the tape of Portner, fought off by Swanson, and the rebound collected by Brett Herbert. Off the wall, stolen by Vasic instead of a clear. Now it's the center anyway. 1:12 remaining in the penalty. Poked at by Kyle Davis. Vasic. Back to Breck Hagen. Good kill here by the Jaguars. First power play for New Prague, just 8.2% this year. Team has really struggled to score goals this year, just 31 of them compared to 54 for Jefferson. New Prague's played more games than the Jaguars as well. Averaging just 1.82 goals per game. For a team with 14 losses, their goals allowed is not horrible, 4.06. Jefferson has allowed 55 goals comparing to scoring 54. As you can expect, they're about a 500 team with those numbers. 30 seconds remaining in the penalty to Gombold. Aaron Daniels backhanded, got it all the way down. One last look on the power play. It hit the skate of one of the Trojans. Up ice pass collected by Wilmus. Wilmus, long distance shot, patted aside by Swanson. And the Jaguars have killed off all 5 minutes of that penalty to Gombold. Back to even strength. Blake Wanmacher lost his edge there. Here's Becker. He gives it away. Jaguars head the other way. Gansky looking for options. Finds Hatton with a drive right on, but it was smothered by Puente. Here's Tomka getting ready to come out of the box. Maybe another minute or so on his 10-minute misconduct. Top liners out there for the Jaguars. Face-off won by Herbert, shot by Burton off the side of the net. Here's Davis with a long distance shot, deflected up over the top by Herbert. Davis regroups at center. Sends it in as Getters had to touch up. Here's Isley. Davis again. New Prague just content to play it back to neutral. Trying to avoid icing calls. They've had a number of them in this game. Good back check, Brady Burton. He sees Getters, backhands it up to Benny Getters. He's got some space, winds and fires, pad save Puente. Herbert behind the net. Collected by Ryan Brinkhouse, number 4 in red and white. Brinkhouse swings and sends it along the wall. Played the rest of the way by Portner as they wave off icing. 11 minutes left, second period. Aaron Daniels' long pass may have been deflected. It's an icing call on Jefferson. This regular season finale, playoff seeds will come out tomorrow. Jefferson in the mix for a home game. We'll have it for you on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv if it happens. Opponent TBD, a lot of possibilities as 4 teams within 5 spots of each other in the total QRF rankings. So there'll be some tough calls for the coaches when they vote tomorrow. And the loss would not help Jefferson in that regard. This shot blocked by Blake Wanmacher. Down low for Schmidt. Schmidt to Turnberg. Back for Schmidt, broken up by Jefferson. Sent the other way by Wanmacher. Turnberg now hits the Jefferson line. Rister corralled by Luke Swanson as Pierce Tomka finally allowed to rejoin his team. He's out of the box. 10-13 remaining second period. Draw won by the Trojans. Swanson steers that to the corner. Gets a hold of, or gets a piece of that shot from a bad angle. Wilness tried to get it back to the point and did to Becker. Here comes Portner. Deflected to the corner, Summerness back to center, and here the Jaguars have numbers. It's AJ Wang to Gansky to Parker Boone! Just missed wide. Up at center, Dorzinski. And it's offside. With 9:29 left in the second period. Good rush by the Jaguars right there. Parker Boone tried to get to the forehand, and by the time he got there, the angle had run out on him in a little bit. Schmidt wins the draw into Jefferson territory. Good stick by Hatton. Keep it away from danger. Up for Getters. Past him to Schmidt. Sends it back to the D with just over 9 minutes left in the second. Nick Hatton for the Jaguars. Up for Getters. Schmidt now in the corner. Toward the circle. Swinging a miss there by Seymour. As Puente will lift it back to neutral. Seymour to Schmidt. Tomka back for his first shift since the penalty. Around for Brady Burton. Smooth skating Burton. Hits the Trojan line. And hooked. Penalty coming. So we'll see if the Jaguars can get things started on the power play. It'll be their second of the game. Seymour, the guilty party. So power play number 2 for Jefferson, midway through this hockey game. Glad you're with us on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. The Jaguars trailing 1-0. Joey Vosick with his first career goal. Jefferson trying to equalize now on the power play where they've been terrific this year. And Getters scores! Crank up another power play goal for Benny Getters. His 10th of the year to match that jersey number. Jaguars on the board. The sniper with another one. Usually it's a one-timer for Getters that gets that power play goal from that spot on the circle, but what a wrister there from the captain. 1-1 now. See if that breathes some life into the Jaguars. Wall backhands the center, picked up by Rasabandith, and offside. He was being harassed. Aaron Daniels got in ahead of the play. Getters now 10 on the year, leads the team in goals. And Turnberg offside. For New Prague, 3 players have 6 goals apiece. Wilmus, Anderson, and Dorzinski. They're without Will Anderson today, by the way. Who's second on the team in points. And a team that already has struggled to score this year. But they did get one past Luke Swanson. Another icing. We will have our final senior spotlight at the end of the period, so stick around for that. We'll spotlight Logan Bonney, who is not here on Monday, but has seen some game action in this one. Out to play at Puente, high off the wall. Picked up by Wilkins. And thrown in on Swanson. 22nd save of the game for Luke Swanson. And a face-off in the Jefferson zone. Nine more shots on goal for the visitors from New Prague in this period. Now out shooting Jefferson 24-13. Nicely blocked by Gansky. Gets a return pass from A.J. Wang. Now Parker Boone fires up over the top. Tomka wrists one into the glove of Puente. Good numbers for a team with a 3-14 record. Puente a save percentage above 90%. Goals against of 3.7. He's kept them in a lot of games this year. Off the draw, Getters between the circles. Rebound out of the reach of Burton. Kyle Davis. Fancy maneuvering, dishes it over to Getters. In front for Herbert, and it was deflected at the last second, and now New Prague on a 3-on-2. Saucer pass over to Turnberg, and he scores. New Prague has the lead once again, the second goal of the season for Charlie Turnberg. Jefferson had a great chance with Herbert out front, but it led to a 3-on-2. New Prague takes advantage. Portner will get the first assist on that pass. Jefferson likes that hard hit by Wanmacher, but trailing right now are the Jaguars. Here's Seymour for Schmidt. Now Becker. Around the wall, Brinkhouse trying to hold, as does Seymour. Tomka will try the other side. Intercepted by Schmidt. Law will take care of it himself. Samuel Law up the right wing. Lost control of it, then collided with Aaron Daniels. Becker hits the Jefferson line, sends it in as the visitors change. Tomka ahead for Wanmacher, who ran into Isley. Bandith sends it the rest of the way. Just over 5 minutes left in the second period. New Prague back out in front. A.J. Wang over to Parker Boone. Boone hit at the circle. Gets by Tomka. Wilness in a race with Hatton. Nick Hatton gets good position. Boone picks it up. Hatton backhands it. That was taken away by the Trojans. Wilness ahead. Dorzinski. Taken out of the play by Summerness. Here's a drive. Misses wide. Karam's around to the corner. Sean Summerness is there for the Jaguars. Wang backhanded, nice pass on target to Gansky. Ahead to Parker Boone at the end of his shift. Face-off for Jefferson in the New Prague zone with 4:01 remaining in the period. Another look at the 3-on-2 goal for the Trojans. Saucer pass across. Summerness can't deflect it. Turnberg goes far post. Past Luke Swanson. Not sure what the officials are discussing here. Certainly looked like an icing call. Here's Getters from the outside the circle. Stick save by Puente. We'll redo the draw. One back to Getters, over to Davis. He fans on it. He'll send it to the corner for Burton. Burton from a bad angle, gets to a better angle. Tried to get it to Herbert out front, poke back to Davis. Davis to Getters, Burton from between the circles, misses wide. Summerness swings and misses. Here's Turnberg again. Good work by Davis to rotate back. Lifts it to center. 3.5 minutes remaining in the second period. Kyle Davis drops it back. Getters moving in. Glove save Puente. $18 shots on goal now for Jefferson. Daniels sends that draw to the corner. Bandith had it taken away. Here comes Wilkins. Around Tomka, behind the Jaguar net, tried to throw it out front, hit the side of the net. Daniels is there. He ran into some trouble. He'll play it over to Tomka, who chips it to the line, but not out. Becker's wrist shot, Karam's to the corner. Dorzinski out front for Wilmus, who was kicking at it. Lull checks up ice. Pass deflected by Jefferson, so icing the call with 2:32 remaining in the period. New Prague had lost at one point 8 in a row in the middle of the year before that recent win against Mound West Tonka. Steered by Swanson, and the rebound pushed just wide. Isley dumps it back in. There's a Jaguar turnover. New Prague can't do anything with that first shot. Good stick work by Hatton, plays it ahead. Parker Boone trying to chase it down in the corner. Scooping it up out of there. Dorzinski. That's intercepted by Davis with under 2 minutes to play in the period. Gansky making some noise, trying to distract Trojan player. Getters outside the circle, slips a pass into Gansky, who misses wide. Gansky back for Getters. With Burton out front, there's the pass out front, but it's deflected onto Puente, who covers with 90 seconds remaining in the period. Here's Getters. Snaps one off, but it goes high over the top. New Prague breaks it out to center again. It's Wilmus. Drop back pass to Wilkins. Picked off by the Jaguars. Brady Burton. Head of steam. Burton around the D. Burton for Getters. He scores! We're back to level on a terrific rush. Burton slipped it to Getters, and it was easy enough from there. $11 now on the season for Benny. Brady Burton picks up his 13th assist, now only one behind Getters. Great play by Burton. Turned on the Jets, delivered a terrific pass. Final minute of the period. And now Daniels looking for more. Can't get around the defenseman Hagen that time. Or asks the band if we'll give it a try. Gets around Hagen. Out front for Daniels, but it was redirected and he just couldn't control it. Great idea though by Aiden. Half-minute remaining in the period. Swanson takes care of that short angle shot. 21 to go. So the Jaguars salvaging this period. Remember, they trailed 1-0 going into the period. Now even at 2, terrific feed by Burton. Might be the easiest of the 11 Benny Getters goals this year. Pad save Swanson. Still 15 seconds for Jefferson if they can hurry. Pass out of the reach of Parker Boone. 5 to go, last second shot time. That was the idea, but it was deflected to the corner. And we will head to the third period. As Jefferson comes back to start the third period all square with New Prague. Both goals by Benny Getters in that period. Well, the Trojans, they tacked one on. Second goal of the year by Charlie Turnberg. An interesting third period upcoming for Jefferson. But before we get to that third period, we'll do our final senior spotlight of the year. And it's Logan Bonney for the Jaguars. There he is, number 15. His nickname is Bonds. pregame ritual, listen to some music. He's going to attend college next year, hasn't decided where yet, but his favorite hockey memory is winning the regional tournament in Pee-wees, which got them to the state tournament. Says his proudest accomplishment in hockey is making the varsity. 3 words that describe himself. Says medium height, slightly underweight, and brunette hair. Most people do not know he plays golf. His best advice he can give, work hard day in and day out in what you're passionate about. His favorite player, Nikita Kucherov. There's Logan Bonnie, the last of our senior spotlights. He was out on Monday. Glad to see Logan back with the boys here in this one. 2-2 after 2. Stick around, it'll be a fascinating third period to come up and close the regular season. We'll head to that third period next on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. Back for the third period, and an important one for Jefferson as they look ahead to next week in the postseason and certainly like to win this one. But it's 2-2 after 2. Josh Powers alongside our crew. Glad you're with us on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. Benny Getters, both goals for Jefferson. For New Prague, Joey Vasek in the first period, Charlie Turnberg in the second. Let's look at those second period highlights. Jefferson started the period down a goal. Luke Swanson up to 26 saves now for the sophomore. 17 saves for counterpart Carter Puente. Early chance there for Rasa Bandith. Good defensive play by the Trojans. They got a pretty good look there, fought off by Swanson. Long distance New Prague shot there. Swanson takes care of business. And Jefferson would get some chances. Getters there with a drive, patted aside. Then more from Jefferson on the rush. Parker Boone, close call. And the Jaguars would strike. Benny Getters on the power play. How many times we've said that this year? Even at 1 apiece, but then shortly after, New Prague had a 3-on-2 and Turnberg found the back of the net. So the visitors went out front, but then not for long. Brady Burton to Benny Getters, 2-2. Teams come out for the third period, our regular season finale. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage on BEC-TV. An outstanding work by our crew all year, led by Paul Fournier, who just does a terrific job directing. Most shoots, he's the only man in the truck running everything. Great job all year. Hopefully it's not our last broadcast. Hopefully there's at least one more home playoff game for Jefferson. But to get there, they probably need to win this third period, win this game. How bunched up the teams are in the section. JV skated to a 4-4 tie with Holy Angels a bit ago, and then earlier today, Kennedy ended its JV with a nice win, 4-1. The varsity game was canceled, so this game moved up a bit. Got to make sure you're all limbered up and ready to go for an important period of hockey for Jefferson. The captain leading the discussion here. See if these 13 seniors can get it done here in the final 17 minutes. New Prague, this would be their best win of the year out of its 4 if they can get it done here in the third. Underway in this third period. Historic Bloomington Ice Garden in central Bloomington. Not too far of a drive from the city of New Prague. Herbert, he's in all alone! Herbert scores! Not sure how Herbert was able to get by the defense alone, but it didn't take long for the Jaguars to have the lead. Brett Herbert, goal number 7. Rips it. You hear that ring off one of the posts there, might have been the crossbar, and in. So some sort of a defensive breakdown there for New Prague. We'll see if the Jefferson Jaguars can make that hold up. Here's Schmidt, top of the zone. Back for Schmidt, off target, lifted by Tomka. He pokes at it, couldn't get it free. Schmidt to the backhand. Tried to center one across, but Nobody was home. Here's Burton back the other way with Getters and Herbert. Burton around to check, then got stripped of the puck. Held by Nick Hatton, wrister. Deflected to the corner by Schmidt. Played there by Getters. Getters off the wall, top of the circle, throws one toward the net. Daniels behind the net, over to Burton. And it's finally stolen by Brinkhouse. Great keeping by Davis. Didn't know he had those hops. Connor Blair now. Collected by Rassabandith, poked free by the captain Wilness. But there to play it off the wall is Lal. They will wave off icing. Top line for Jefferson, accounting for all 3 of its goals today. Another icing on the visitors for a team that struggles to score in New Prague, just 1.82 goals per game this year. They have only scored 6 goals all season in the 3rd period. Jefferson outscoring opponents 17-15 in the 3rd this year. Fewest goals Jefferson has allowed in a period is the 3rd period this year. So some trends working against New Prague now that Jefferson has the lead. Parker Boone got to the forehand and couldn't get the shot off cleanly. It trickles on to Puente. Less than 15 minutes remaining. Jefferson trying to get to 8-9 on the year, finish its regular season. Here's a turnover. Gansky out front! A.J. Wang denied on the doorstep. Terrific play. But Puente was there. Gansky trying to win another draw. That can't do it this time. Hatton surrenders the blue line. It's onside. But Hatton plays it around the wall. Isley holds, but not for long. Gansky on the forecheck. Brinkhouse gets it around him. Isley. Pass couldn't be collected, kept in by Parker Boone. Boone sends it behind the net. Getters is there in the corner, stolen by Boone. Boone leaves it for Gansky. And Tomka plays it down low for Getters. Getters looking out front for Burton. Deflects to him and sent wide. Gansky is there. Good shift for the Jaguars. From the circle, Gansky, rebound out of the reach of Getters. Here's Hatton. That was blocked as Puente was struggling to get to his skates. Good flurry there for Jefferson. Here's Wilness though, as a defender fell down, but then he played it too far ahead and ran into Brady Burton. .5 minutes remaining. Burton sees some room up the right wing. Brady Burton tried for a toe drag and deflected away. Schmidt picks it up and will draw a penalty. A tripping call on, I believe, Samuel Lal. So John Schmidt will put the visitors on the power play for the 2nd time. I'm going to say actually it's on Tomka. His 2nd penalty taken. So an important power play for New Prague. They can even it at 3 apiece with a goal. Backhand deflects wide. Summerness lost his stick, tried to rough up Schmidt. And Rassabandith now, some open ice. Ahead to Wanmacher, back to Rastabanov, he scores! Short-handed goal for Jefferson and a 2-goal lead for the first time tonight. Aiden Rastabanov, third of the year. Great pass from Wanmacher. New Prague
8 from 4.
has to be surprised. They're actually going to say Wanmacher credited with the goal. They might change that. Either way, great play by both Wanmacher and Wang. Short-handed Jefferson goal. A power play goal and a short-handed goal in this one. Specialty teams helping Jefferson. Brett Herbert. Center probably wanted to do a little bit more with that one, but Portner enters the zone. Drops it back. Tupi right on, but Swanson making the save. Jefferson creeping closer to New Prague. The shots on goal department too. Remember, 15 of those New Prague shots were in the first period, 10 of them in the first 5 minutes. So the Jaguar D has tightened a bit since. Lal, chance to clear, gets it done. .50 seconds remaining in the power play. A steal by Getters. Joining him down on the forecheck, Wanmacher. Great kill. Half a minute running in the power play. It's onside, and the drive misses wide by Seymour. Picked up by Wilkins. Seymour at the circle. That was a pass, but that was about a face mask high level pass. Wilkins got too much air under that one. 5 seconds before Tomka can come out, and the visitors will get the offside. Just 1 second now in the penalty, so Tomka will have to wait for the face-off. .11:08 remaining in regulation. The Jaguar bench needing this win to help them when the decisions come tomorrow. So far, so good in the third period, with 2 goals to break a 2-2 tie. The Jaguars have killed off the second Trojan power play. Swatted ahead by Daniels. Rastabanov in again. Tried to find Daniels out front, stolen by the Trojans. Just 1 shot on goal so far in the period for New Prague. That was that long distance one easily handled by Swanson. On the tape to Rastabanov. Drops it off to Hatton. Hatton will fire wide. Long rebound carries all the way out to Dorzinski. He plays it ahead. Seymour needs help. His team changing behind him. He'll send it toward the net for Swanson. Parker Boone latches on. He has Wang across. Boone coasts in and sent it wide. Here's Davis. His shot was deflected to the corner, picked up there by Gansky. Under 10 minutes left in regulation. Portner tried to thread it through to Schmidt, taken there by Summerness. Got spun down by Schmidt. Portner out front. Covered by Swanson. 9:40 remaining. Luke Swanson now up to 29 saves. As he looks for his second win of the week and of the season. Tomka D to D to Lal. Schmidt collects it at neutral. Good back check by Getters. Vasic sending that one wide. He started the scoring with that shot from beyond the blue line that was misplayed by Swanson. Tomka all the way in. Blasted by Burton. Wanted a deflection from Getters, but it went through. Lull will trigger. That one wide with under 9 minutes left now. Poke to center. Vasic. And it's offside. Wilmus. Find out where Jefferson's playing tomorrow, the postseason. First round games will begin quarterfinals on Wednesday. Hatton will recapture midway through the third period. Under the stick of Rasabanith, sent back in on Swanson. Good forecheck here from the visitors, although Rasabanith deflects it up to Aaron Daniels. Daniels' drive hit off a skate to the corner. And it'll be another, nope, they'll wave off icing. Davis back to play it. Parker Boone, bad touch in front! And I think Dorzinski sent it wide. Swanson may have got a piece of it. Nearly disastrous giveaway there from Parker Boone. It just kind of caromed off the stick a little bit more aggressively than I thought, and then he thought it would. Gave Dorzinski a golden opportunity to cut the lead to 1. Could not take advantage. Here's a blast, and they score! Brinkhouse hit traffic out front. And it caromed past Swanson. New Prague does cut the lead to 1. First goal, I believe, of the career for Brinkhouse. They're going to keep that puck.
4 from 21.
So we've had New Prague. Yeah, it hit off the stick of Kyle Davis. That was going to miss well up over the top of the net. So we've had 2 defensemen get their first goals of their career here. In for Herbert. Blocker saved by Puente. Summerness with a drive, blocked. Getters turns and fires. Hit Burton out front. Mentioned as the first goal of the career for Brinkhouse earlier. You had Joey Vasic score his first goal. Charlie Turnberg, he scored his second career goal. So these are not their normal goal scorers getting these goals for New Prague here today. Burton trying to hop around a Tupi check, but could not. Still 7 minutes left. Nick Hatton lets it float to him. His wrister hit Herbert, it looked like. Nice keep in Benny Getters at the top of the zone. Burton sends it back around to Getters. He'll leave it for Tomka. Deflected, picked up by the Trojans. And Wilmus pounds it in off the wall at the end of his shift. Burton hits the red line, slides it in. Both teams still with a timeout available. Head down the stretch, looked comfortable moments ago for Jefferson. Suddenly a bit more dangerous. Now just a 1-goal lead. Dorzinski plays it in, touched by Swanson to the corner. Davis is there, he'll lift it back through center. Played with a high stick by Hagen, so they'll stop play with 5:41 remaining. New Prague has played most of the Metro West teams. They lost to Chanhassen, Chaska, now playing Jefferson today. Dorzinski through the rafters clean. Played by Davis, he'll backhand it along the perimeter. Dorzinski down there with Blair. Instead it's Tomka. Wang unable to control, but he blocks a pass and allows Gansky to carry through neutral. Colton Gansky. Final 5 minutes of the regular season. Unless we go overtime, of course. Jefferson hoping that doesn't happen. Here's Gansky. Pass to Davis. Now Parker Boone. Kosin has Wang. Boone instead will fire. Patted away. Another strong save by Puente. Blocker save on the other side for Swanson off a shot by Portner. It's collected by Benny Getters. Getters around Tupi. Tried to draw a penalty. None called. Lull holds the line. Getters out front! And that handcuffed Puente, but he located it. There's that good chance a moment ago by Parker Boone. He had Wang in front as well. Getters off the draw. Whistles one high and wide. They get the steal on the forecheck. Sent around by Herbert, but Summerness couldn't keep it inside that blue line. Under 4 to go. Here's a turnover. Blair moving in. Kicked aside by Swanson. Swanson trying to find it. Still loose, and now covered by Swanson with 3:39 left. Carter Puente is going to start looking toward the bench to see when he might come off for the extra skater. New Prague will not use the timeout yet, or will they? They will not. Trojans win the draw. Backhanded deep into the zone by Dorzinski. Now a great chance for Turnberg, trying for his second of the game, denied by Swanson. Dorzinski right on. Another save for Luke Swanson. 35 now. .322 remaining. Good shift by the Trojans. They win another draw, but escapes both the reach of the defensemen, Hagen and Becker. Backhanded right back in though. Turnberg. Dorzinski to Turnberg, deflects to Schmidt. Back to the point, and a blocked shot by by Blake Wanmacher. Wanmacher 3-on-1. The defenseman fell, but Ressa Bandith couldn't locate it, deflected it wide. Under 3 minutes remaining. Schmidt fires through a screen, but Swanson saw it the whole way. And meanwhile, Puente had come off for the extra skater momentarily. Now we have a penalty, and it's on the Trojans. Or is it on Jefferson? No, it's on the Jaguars. Ressa Bandith. I was going to say, I thought it was on New Prague because Puente came back. He's in net right now after going for the extra skater, but I thought he was going for the extra skater not because it was a delayed penalty. So things getting really interesting now. As the Trojans are on the power play, they could pull Puente for a sixth attacker. What a chance for the visitors to tie things up there. You see the huddle with head coach Brad Drazen. Now some nervous moments for Jefferson, who badly needs a win in this game. And trying to solidify a home game in the postseason, and this would be a loss that would knock them down the totem pole. A bunch of teams grouped together in the QRF. Now the coaches are going to vote, but certainly they'll use those rankings as a guide. Jefferson started this period tied at 2. They scored 2 early goals. New Prague on the comeback trail. Here's a look at the penalty. Rasa Bandith on a hard hit, and then, yeah, for sure, just tripped up Brinkhouse. Rasa Bandith helped give Jefferson that 2-goal lead on that possible goal. They credit it to Wanmacher, but Rasa Bandith involved in the play. Puente will start out between the pipes, but certainly at some point in this power play, you'd expect him to be pulled. Jefferson wins the draw. Lal gets it to center. Jefferson penalty kill this year is 68.9%. But it's a New Prague power play with just 8% on the year. Schmidt picks it up in the corner. Out to Vasek. Schmidt waiting, drops it down low. It's the return pass. Cross ice, here's Hagen. 1:20 left in the power play. Schmidt and Vasek will trade places. He drops it back for Hagen. Fires, handcuffed by Swanson, but Lal is there to take care of it. 1:05 remaining in the power play, now under 2 minutes in regulation. Puente still back there. Can't come out now, he has to play this puck as Brady Burton clears it. 90 seconds coming up on here in regulation. And dumped in by Hagen at the end of his shift. 35 to go in the power play. Davis a chance to clear, and there it goes. Coming up on a minute, Puente still back there. At center. Now Puente started to head to the bench, a minute to play. There he goes. 6-on-4 for another 15 seconds. Portner between the circles gets the return pass. Portner out front, blocked by Wanmacher. Here's a drive through traffic, kicked to the corner. As the Jaguars back at full strength, now 6-on-5. 40 seconds remaining. Wanmacher doing a nice job down there, killing some time. Finally pried free. And a block shot from Burton. Rasa Bandith latches on and clears. The empty net available for Brady, but it's an icing call. Gives New Prague new life. With 18.5 seconds left, we'll see if Jefferson uses its timeout. Well, it was going to be if it was an icing, even if Burton doesn't score, it would have been very difficult for New Prague. Now they have another chance. Jefferson sends it all the way down. It just misses the post by Tomka. 4.3 seconds come off the clock. Still plenty of time for New Prague, but they need to win this face-off. And they do. Puck deflects behind the net. Under 10 seconds. Hatton blocks a pass. Herbert will try to kill the remaining time. Got shoved into the wall. 2 seconds. Hagen runs out of time, and Jefferson hangs on in the regular season finale, defeating New Prague 4-3. As the Jaguars finish the regular season 8-9. New Prague finishes the regular season 3-15. An important win for Jefferson We'll see if it's enough to get them a home game next week in Section 3. Let's take a look at the third period highlights. We started the period tied up at 2, but Jefferson would strike early. Brett Herbert with the first tally to make it 3-2. More from the Jaguars. Wanmacher with that goal. May have been Ras the Bandit, but either way, Jefferson led 4-2, but then credit New Prague. They came back, making it 4-3 there, but Luke Swanson would make it hold up. 37 saves in all for the sophomore, who picks up his second win of the season. Ras the Bandit gave New Prague another chance at the end on the power play, but Swanson making a critical save there. Jefferson hangs on 4-3. Hopefully we get one more broadcast on BEC-TV, but if not, I really enjoyed covering Jefferson and Kennedy this year in hockey as the Jaguars end their regular season on the right note. Once again, our final, Jefferson 4, New Prague 3. For our entire crew, this is Josh Powers saying good night from Bloomington Ice Garden.